I'm O'Day. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my god, that was so corny.
The You, Me, We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome back to the You, Me, We podcast. And once again, we have some amazing guestesses to join us in the conversation. I'm O'Day, and Vicky's back as always. And in the studio today, that's what it is. You're back as always. I wasn't,
keep on coming back, returning guests.
like, I keep sending hints, but every morning I wake up and she's still here, overstaying her welcome. But anyways, got some special guests in the building. We'll do ladies first. Introduce yourself. Tell them who you are. Give us a little backstory on what you do. You know?
Well, hi, I'm Belgie, also known as Vicky's cousin.
Everybody listening is like, another family member?
I have interesting family.
Yeah.
You got a
Bingo
big ass
peep.
family,
And I have a big ass family.
I guess on my end, I do a lot of muse work. I'm in the art world a lot, so exploring my talents really at this point in my life. So yeah,
And
it's just that.
and to her left, we have, for those who are familiar with the Phoenix MPM Live podcast for the Bronx heads, Lehman College heads, we have Mr. Chad Scott
How you
in the
doing?
building, a.k.a. the Ringmaster, a.k.a. Lord of the Rings, a.k.a. I think he's like 8-0 for engagement rings.
Right now we at 12.
12.
We're at 12 right now.
And when I say Lord of the Rings, for those who know, I call Chad the Lord of the Rings because he is responsible for. Okay, so he said
Now 12.
he's 12-0. That means 12. What's the number? 12 hungry women who didn't know how to keep a man or get a ring on their
Wow.
finger went to Chad. Chad told them stop being annoying, and they got rings because it's that
Wow.
simple, ladies. Chad,
That's
Scott,
about to be 12-1.
Wow.
introduce yourself.
Right here.
Everybody takes an L. Go ahead.
So like you said, I help people date better, and I
Okay.
dub myself the self-love ambassador.
Self-love and balance.
And I also do a workshop.
Explain that, because I could go the wrong way.
It can go both ways, but it's at the end of the day, I think that the core of any relationship or you're trying to do is loving yourself and knowing yourself first.
Gotcha.
So once we handle that part, then we can talk about loving others and how to date better. But let's focus on you first. And then the workshop I do now is called How to Stop Negotiating with Terrorists.
Mm.
And basically, we talked about the terrorists for a long time, so I decided to make it a workshop. Basically, the intro that I normally give every woman or every guy that's ready, want to know how to navigate toxic relationships and try to find something that makes the most sense.
So basically he's telling you women, stop being terrorists and terrorizing these men and begging for rings and just calm down and you'll get yourself your ring. It's not that I'm talking to anyone in particular.
But I would say this, though.
12-1.
I would say this, though. Getting a ring, anybody get a ring. That's like getting a record deal. It's about now how to stay married, how to stay in a relationship, how to stay committed. So getting a ring, I give you the ring, but you want to be happy, though. So
Turn your mic up.
Yeah.
Turn your mic up. and turn people's headphones up. No.
Go ahead.
Yo, that was that laugh.
Big
That's
fan.
like, I'm laughing only because we on camera. But once these cameras go off, I'm going to cut you.
But thank you for having me.
Put some rat poison in your food. And we have you guys here because we felt you were well versed in the topic of the week. So Vicky, I'll let you introduce our topic for today. What was that look for? Anyway,
So our topic is beauty and the standards of beauty and how that affects us in our relationships or our seeking relationships, how we interact with other people and those we are pursuing. I don't know how you say that in a nice way.
so basically, take us for example. Vicky,
Oh God, here we go.
what? I'm just trying to
Go.
make this relatable.
Go ahead.
So Vicky's in a relationship with somebody who, by society's standards, is prettier. It's pretty,
Greek God.
right? Greek god, if you will.
Okay.
And no, but okay. But to be serious, I think every one of us at some point, or people listening, have said to themselves, "Oh, I like this person, but damn, he or she's out of my league." And a lot of times we're going off of just looks. they'd be like, oh, I'm a 5. That person's a 10. They probably won't date me. So I think even from the perspective of the person who's trying to date somebody, beauty affects how much effort you give or whether or not you'll even try to approach somebody. So I think that's just one. That's just to start because there's so many other levels to it. But what's your take on that? Or do you agree? Like, because it does happen.
I do. I definitely do agree because I think it depends on your level of like insecurities, though. Like it depends on like how much you dwell in your insecurities. I feel like if you're confident, even if you feel like that person might be out of your league, you're still gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna still try. You know, I feel like there's people that even though they feel like somebody may be out of their league, like they'll still try though. Like they're not. I don't know. I feel like it depends on the level of insecurities that you like dwell on. Really.
That just made me think of when you're like, bless his heart.
When somebody's like, what, like bless who's heart, the 4? Like when the 4 tries to talk to the 10?
Absolutely. Or you're the one that's like, bless your heart.
You're still trying.
But society does that to us. But why though? Like the 4. You know, I feel bad even calling somebody a 4. You know,
it's true.
Hence why we're having this conversation.
I agree, but it I don't know. It's like it becomes like a natural like thing. Like just even with like just judging people. Like we don't normally like off rip. We don't want to judge people, but it's just something that naturally happens. You know, like we can judge and then take back and be like, all right, you know what, I'm not gonna do that. But it's still like. You're gonna call somebody a 4.
What do you think is driving? What do you think is driving our
need to identify as 4s?
No, like our standard of beauty, because us rating people is based on what we have as a standard, right? Mm-hmm. Like what is a 4 to you is probably an 8 to someone else.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've had this conversation. Again, we're not naming names or anything, but.
We had some ugly people here one day, and I'm joking.
No, where you and some other people were looking at a picture of a girl, and you said, "Oh, she's, you know, like she has a really nice body," and the other person was like, "She's fat."
Oh, yeah.
And Dave's like, "Not fat at all." So see what I mean? Like,
it's to the point wwhere we have a group chat, and I'm not gonna say who's in the group chat, but
got it.
Where every once in a while.
So their girlfriends won't get upset. That's why.
Yeah. There's a few of us that in our group chat, what we'll purposely post a picture of like some random like celebrity or just some girl who's clearly, in my opinion, attractive. Mm-hmm. But from her face, her pretty, and then her body's attractive, and we'll post in the group and say, "Hey, John Doe, look at this fat slob," you know, because all the rest of us are like, "Yeah, look how huge she is." So we're joking because clearly all of us are like. She's beautiful. Yeah. But he would just be like, ugh, pig. And we're like, bro, seriously?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So what do you feel is driving, I guess, your standard of beauty? What do you feel because for me, I feel that I don't want to say race because that's such a complex word, but every background or different ethnicity has a different standard of beauty, right?
Oh yeah.
So what drives your standard?
It's funny because like right now I feel like I'm trying to like rebirth a beauty of standard because like growing up with my mother in a Dominican household, like my curly hair, we go to DR every year. She's like, you gotta blow dry your hair. I'm like, do you understand that when I get off the plane, it's just gonna frizz up and I'm gonna look a mess? Like
they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, like my mom has told me like you look a lot better with your straight hair. I'm like, do you understand that this is your like these are your genes? Like this came from you.
You did this.
Like like you did this. Like what are you even talking about? So it's like I know like. And especially too, like I went to two different high schools. So like I went to a high school where it was more like, it was a very diverse high school, especially compared to Perth Amboy. But there was still like this like beauty standard in a way there. Like everybody looked a little bit more like prim and proper and like the straight hair and like I don't know. It was just like this like especially at that time like there definitely was a beauty standard. So that definitely had an effect on me. On how I dressed, on even how I acted, you know? So I feel like I'm in like this process of like finding what my beauty standard like really is. Like right now I'm all kind of like doing like this whole more natural kind of thing. Like I haven't blow dried my hair in forever. Like I'm going towards more like this
Everyone's
like
like,
natural. So like I don't know. I'm kind of just like I'm really trying to find what that beauty standard for me is right now, because I feel like media plays such a big part on what we all feel like a beauty standard is, whether it's for male or female. You know.
Yeah.
Especially with social media, like everything is like this goddamn competition. Especially with like females too. Sometimes, like everybody's trying to look.
Get them likes.
Yeah,
Them
like
likes up.
yeah, like, and it's like everybody. You all look the same, honestly.
Bruh.
Like,
All day, let me tell you.
Bruh,
all
there is
day.
one.
Like
There is
what?
one face,
Yeah.
and y'all are all sharing it, and because everyone's watching the same makeup art #MUA person.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's following
And
the
they're
same kind
copying
of
the-
makeup artist.
Like,
Hilarious.
bruh.
OJ says that all the time.
Because
He's
if
like,
you all are
"But she
buying,
looks exactly like that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, they don't. They're completely different. He's like, look exactly the same.
and which leads to us, I guess, us men or other people, eventually getting annoyed, and that whole that standard of beauty that some people see beauty now it's ugly to us.
Turned off.
Yeah.
Really?
Now,
I
that's
thought
no,
that.
no, I hate it.
See,
I
the
hate
reason
it.
the reason why
That's
I
not
asked,
beauty for us anymore.
because I thought, well, you see it so much, does that then turn into your
Nah.
standard?
Nah.
It all depends. 'Cause when you think about beauty, is like you said, society, media, what's pretty for us. And then for me, is all complexion. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the dark skinned girl may not get the same love as the light skinned girl, and then as we get older, everybody had a butt, so that became a standard now. Beauty, that you have a big butt and you don't have a big butt, it's like,
Yeah, it's like I'm
and that's
whack.
what injection. Yeah,
Like,
like,
You don't want to go to DR for a vacation?
she cute, but she cute, but she got no butt
She
though.
got,
Yeah, so it's those moments of like you have to be mindful of what is beauty for you, what attracts you, and why you
Yeah.
attract to that person. Is it because that's something you actually enjoy, or you want to
yeah.
be that trophy, or someone that you be like, all right, see, look what I got. Got
'Cause
something nice.
What's funny, I was thinking too when you said, "Oh, but she ain't got no butt." That's us thinking, I can't bring her around my boys.
Yeah.
Cause they're gonna be like, "Oh, your girl pretty, but yo, bro, have you turned her around?
Yeah, like come on, man.
It's so fucked up.
Your girl got a long back."
Because even as men,
That is horrible.
You-
that is the worst thing
Y'all
I've
acting
ever
like
heard
y'all
of
don't do that.
Hold on.
Nah, I
Well-
was just gonna say that though. Like we're sitting here saying like that's horrible, but us females like can do that too. Like at least I can like it might not be me, but like our group of friends. Like sometimes people's like it'll come off different. Like maybe not with your flat ass, but like it'll come off
Yeah.
with
'Cause I'm
something
not sure.
else. You know?
Go ahead, Chuck, go ahead.
no, 'cause I'm looking at it like it's one of the things as men, we want that kind of cosign. We
Yes,
want that guy to be like,
yes.
yo, that's you?
Like,
He be humble like, oh, yo, you know.
and that's what we want too. Like, we don't want the yo, your girl's pretty. No, we want the yo, that's you.
I see you, man.
Y'all
I
need that
see you.
extra
And that's our response to yo. I mean,
You know,
That's
try to figure it out.
that's a little boost to the ego. You need that.
yo, that's so true.
That's horrible.
Because I know, like, let me know if I'm wrong. I know for a fact, at some point, whether it was a family member or a friend, somebody Vicky probably said, "Oh, Vicky, he's cute, but he's kind of skinny, ain't he?" Like, I'm sure somebody has acknowledged like me being
yeah,
skinny.
they're like, he's really skinny. I'm like, I know.
like, you sure he can handle you?
Yeah,
Like,
he eats. He good?
but I'm
Yeah.
sure the
Oh, I get that all the time.
but I'm sure
Does he eat? I'm like, yes.
I'm sure the majority of her friends are like, "Yo, Vicky, that's you." And Vicky's like,
You know?
I don't know any girl that does that. Like, I think girls 100% avoid giving their friend's man a compliment
"Why?"
because you just don't want them to feel like now you want their man. Like, you're like, oh, he's a nice guy.
Or like he's cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
He's cute.
Yeah, but
You know-
not like that's you. Okay.
That bitch, he's fine. Like
Yeah,
no,
like,
we, not
we
doing
only
all
do that. We know that's a, like, that's just a pit stop. That's not
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If it's just like a pit stop, it's like, yo,
a girl. Handle that.
Take
Yeah.
that down.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, do you see? For everybody listening right now, y'all think it's a joke when people be like, "Yo, girls are worse than guys." Guys would be like, "Oh, that's no, it's not serious between her and I." Y'all is like, girls call us pit stops.
Not to the belt.
Because all the guys listening, y'all know right now, when we're at our prayer meetings on Sundays and Saturdays, we're all like, "Oh, this is someone that
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking for
I did
something
think
long
of
term.
prayer
I'm just
meetings.
I'm just getting to know her, and y'all out there like, yo, this dude, he just a pit stop. My gosh,
Light work. It's Rihanna make everybody a savage out here.
bruh. But anyway, I think
Yeah.
I think Belgie kind of touched on it to kind of answer Vicky's question of what defines for us our standard of beauty. And I think it's how we're brought up, our culture
Yeah, definitely.
kind of defines how we grow up. Which to kind of go with what you said later on, our social media has become part of our culture.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yes.
I think our culture is
And
what
I think a lot of
defines-
people don't acknowledge that.
Yeah,
And social
That-
media is
that
now our
defines like
culture.
our standard of beauty. So if I grew up in a culture where I grew up in a household where all the women around me were not exactly like skinny or slim or whatever, and they all curvaceous, and they all had natural hair, and they were all dark skinned, I might grow up thinking, you know what, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the complexion, the hair texture, the body shape of my mom is what I think is beautiful because that's where I was surrounded by aunts, cousins,
True.
everything. So, but then social media comes in, and that kind of either it will complement my view of beauty or it's going to
It'll
warp
start,
it.
Yeah.
Because now I'm being told this Kylie Jenner face that everyone has, that's beauty. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm seeing more of, and what I'm used to, which looks like my mom or somebody else, I'm not seeing that as much anymore, at least when it comes to defining what beauty is. Yo, I just dropped bars.
But you don't say it for yourself. You wait for someone to say it for you. What? Yo,
He's like, nah, I'm gonna
so
knock myself
annoying.
out.
Killed it.
Because every time I post stuff on our page, it's clips of other people. So
Yeah, you want to know? He has to step back and kiss himself. I got
So
it.
he was like, gotta make a mental note so that the next time we
Minute
record,
mark 3
there's
numbers.
something that I'm gonna post about myself.
anyway,
So everyone
But
says
yeah, but-
I'm the smart one.
but that's my rant.
The camera shifted.
We just got Belgie totally out the picture. My
Yeah.
bad. There you go. There you go.
How dare you?
That's
I'll-
because he got mad
I'll try to
excited
turn it
about
around.
his
Yeah,
rant.
himself. He was like,
Hey,
yo.
rapper hands.
Okay, so we talked about what definitely right. So we talked about what we define when it comes to how we look at other people.
Mhm.
But like Chad said, when it comes to relationships and all those single bitter women that he's found rings for,
Single bitter woman.
Yo, I
It has
really
to
need
do-
them. Let me know if you guys get together and need my address or where you can catch a date. I will gladly set it up for you.
but like Chad said, it has to do with how much we love ourselves. So I guess within that is how do you define yourself when it comes to beauty? But I feel like there's some people who
yeah.
don't see themselves as beautiful. And let me know if I'm wrong. I would say, Belgie, I would think you find yourself beautiful. I would think because you are in a field where you're putting yourself out there, and like you're in the beauty modeling world. I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure-
well, when I first started, I was doing a lot of like editorial kind of shoots, like I was modeling for like makeup academies basically. So like when I started it was definitely all about glam and beauty and showing that side. But then like I shifted to more of like the art scene, which is a lot different than, what I started doing. But I would definitely consider myself comfortable in my skin.
I think that's a better word. Yeah,
Yeah,
comfortable
like,
in your skin. That's a
Especially
better way
because
putting
of,
it.
what I do, like with the whole, body art and everything. Like,
Half our male listeners just ran to your page.
Yeah, they're like, when's she gonna
like,
drop her IG
I
though?
want to see her work.
Did she say body
I
art?
just want to
As
see
an
her
artist, I
work.
just want to
They're
see.
like body art,
Yeah.
artsy. Is she naked?
I mean, technically, yeah.
there you go. Now they're like, where's her at?
Just to keep it real, but I would definitely consider myself, comfortable, beautiful, whatever. But I definitely have, my insecurities. I have my days where I wake up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, "Fuck, you look like this, bro. You look ugly as shit." And that's
Who's this pig?
just regular. Like I don't know. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people go through that. Like you have.
But
days,
why though? Like when those days when you say it to yourself, like what are you seeing?
I don't know. Like I guess my perception of myself is like off for whatever reason. It could be due to whatever it is that I'm stressing about that week. Like maybe my freaking anxiety levels are higher than usual. Maybe I'm a little bit more depressed than I was, the week before. Whatever. Like it really all depends. Like I really can't sit here and pinpoint like what may or may not like make me feel more beautiful on certain days. Granted too, like if I'm getting more attention, than I am on a certain day. Yeah, that's
Feeling
gonna.
yourself. You're like,
That's gonna,
You're
you
like,
know.
yo.
Yeah.
Or like if I'm wearing a fresh fit or
Yeah.
something, or like
Yeah.
whatever, then that's definitely gonna boost my confidence levels up. Or if I did something, like for me especially now, I'm finding that like whenever I do something that I feel like I couldn't do, or that I was doubting myself, like that boosts my confidence, and like that makes me feel like on top of the world, makes me feel beautiful, you know. So it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. It's like, it depends.
How does the standard of beauty, I guess, within men, not men towards like the opposite sex or even the same sex, whatever it is for them to what they're pursuing, but how do
we make ourselves feel pretty?
I guess I really don't know.
I feel like that's not talked about,
right? That's
as
why
much
I was
as like
I'm
females.
interested.
Like,
how
we
do
talk
you
a
wake
lot
up
about that? Yeah, like
how do you wake up and say I look good today? Or
like, do you
I'm
have a
cute,
beauty
or,
routine?
Well,
like,
yeah,
because some men are so against that. Like having some sort of like I don't know. I don't want to call it a beauty routine, but like, I don't know, like
I
a
don't have
self,
beauty routine.
a self
I know that's my point.
care. I don't know. Like, I don't even know what to call it.
I just wake up like this.
I mean, I was gonna say, in the words of the subpar vocalist Beyonce, I woke up like this. No, I meant subpar actress. Subpar. Great vocal, subpar actress.
That's fine.
Not my Lion King. Listen, so
It will be Kalal's Lion King. So it's not good.
Hey.
well, I'll let you start. Chad. Like, do you have a beauty? What you guys call it? A beauty routine when you wake, or a morning routine?
Like just
just
sort
a
of
routine that gets you like, you know, like I don't know, like what gets you feeling just 100% about yourself.
Yeah.
You're like,
Okay.
I'm
like
flat.
not a beauty
I got you.
routine, but just I don't know, something.
Yeah.
confidence routine. I don't know.
I say this. Men is very simple. So for us, it's a haircut.
Yeah.
We get a haircut, we feel like a new man. If those that work out, you had a workout day, you feel like you the
Yeah.
man. You walk out with a smaller shirt than you should have wear.
Chris Grant.
Yeah, you just. So it depends
Wow,
on
you gonna
those.
throw his name out there like that.
But I don't like
Disrespectful.
as men, we don't really have routines, and that's why even I talk about it a lot of time. For me personally, I like more of a natural look than the makeup look. That's just for me. But so for me, I'm like someone that wake up and look attractive already. So that's just my go-to. But for me, as us, I do facials every Sunday from time to time. Best I got somewhere to go, but I don't have I don't do it every Sunday.
Well, I don't do facials. Like, I mean, okay. So I think
Go ahead.
Chad hit on the nose. We're simple. It is the haircut. There's times when I'll have, let's say I'm stressed or whatever, or something like, oh, it's gonna be a long day today. It changes for me when I say, you know what, let me at least make sure my fit is right for the day. And let me, even if my beard isn't shaved yet, let me just shave my head so at least, you know, something looks clean. I'm like, you know what, okay. Because for us, I guess in our view, the scruff looks good. Once we're dressed nice, we feel, you know, hey, I look good. We don't. Maybe
wish it was that simple.
yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't need to make sure the hair has to match the this. That, no.
Also, with us is we not competing with each other.
Yeah.
So a lot
Yeah.
of women competing with each other. They have nothing to do with us.
It-
They fighting each other. We look fine.
I think if anything, not only are we not competing, we have this unspoken rule of, yo, I'm just here to help you out. So I think men like we don't even know each other, but we'll be like, yo, like, yo, from my observation, you trying to holler at her, got you, without even saying anything to anybody. Like, I got you.
It's just one of the things I always notice that when it comes to us as men, we just don't have that. I guess we don't have that same kind of competition. I guess, and also shout out to women. They would date guys they don't even think they're attractive, but you know so we don't really have that. Like Beauty and the Beast would never happen the opposite way.
Wow, yo, you're right.
It would not happen.
Oh, okay. Please dive in.
Yeah,
I think people need to. No. I know what you're going at, but please dive in.
So we love that women are so caring and loving that they will love a guy they don't really find attractive, but look for his heart and his personality. Where guys, if we're not attracted to you, we don't want to care about everything else. We don't care about what's deep inside of you. But when it comes to men, that's why we love y'all women so much, because y'all date ugly guy and you make them feel like the king of the world. But we not going to be an attractive dude and date an ugly girl and just be like,
Ugly by society.
yeah, your society standards,
your
and be like,
preference. Not saying
you know, but
there
she
are
got
ugly
a
people.
heart of gold. So yeah, I don't think the Beauty and the Beast movie would work the opposite way.
Crazy.
Think about it. I think
In my
you're
way.
right.
I
Beauty
know,
and the Beast
I
would not
know,
happen
I know
the other way.
attractive guys with really ugly girlfriends.
Yeah.
Wow.
I see that all the time.
Yeah, I do.
I see that all the time.
I was really shocked at first. And I remember I wasn't the only one, which is why the conversation went about. Because somebody was like, yo, she's ugly. I'm like, I know.
Yo.
So then I immediately was like, I wonder what he's so insecure about. That he dates a girl that's clearly like way below.
Because I feel like it's the same thing for women that date, like not always maybe, but for them, like in most cases, like sometimes women date guys that are not as attractive because of some insecurity that they have within themselves.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought of. I was like, and then I mean, I think to this day they're still together. I'm like, wow, he really loves her. Like,
Oh my goodness.
but then
Oh, shout out to him.
Spitting all the truths today.
But then I actually thought of them not too long ago, and I was saying to myself like, damn, how messed up of me to just be like, I wonder why he's so insecure that he would date an ugly girl.
But in his eyes,
In his eyes,
Yeah.
she is the most beautiful
Yeah.
thing in the world.
Beautiful.
on some
And I was
shallow
like,
shallow
yo,
how?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's so messed up of me
That's a
to
great
not
movie.
acknowledge the way he perceives her in whatever way that is, even though I'm still dumbfounded. But you know,
Who are we to judge?
Yeah.
exactly.
If
I
you
was
like it, I love it.
What was I like? That was a straight up conversation though. Like he presented her, and then they walked out, and we were like,
Wow.
she is rough looking.
Damn, she got
Like-
miles on her. Yo, I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna like when I edit the video.
She was just busted. Like her hair was
Damn,
busted. Her
Vicky.
outfit was busted. She was
according to
ashy.
you.
It was
According to
bad.
you.
No, according to everybody that was in
Oh my
that room.
gosh. I'm gonna edit this video and put like a little flash, so to make you guys think that Vicky said the name, and I'm gonna say, yo, if you guys want to see the full video, cash at me $5 and I'll post the name or whatever. But no, I mean, I feel like guys have been there too, where we'll see our friend, or even if we feel our friend is the guy who's like, no,
Dating
actually, no,
a
that's
ugly girl.
different, because if we see our friend who we all think is the 4 with the 10, we're gonna do the whole good job,
Good
bro.
job. Good job, man.
Like
Or-
he deserved that good job.
Or okay,
You're like, don't mess this up.
okay.
I think you only get one shot at this.
Other way around. We see our friend who it's our friend and he's dating the 4 or the 3. I feel like I don't think guys are gonna hate that way. We might crack jokes or whatever, but I don't know. I personally wouldn't. 'Cause I would say to myself, oh, I guess, hey, that. I guess
You have said that.
no, it's funny. No, it's so funny. It's
Like,
it'll be the
I don't know. I
it'll be the
guess.
same response, but with a different meaning. We're like, oh, I guess that's you. That's
Oh,
you.
Like,
You
I
happy?
thought y'all was serious.
But honestly,
take
that
a good-
that would be my response too. Because at the end of the day, like I don't care. Like that's that's you.
you're
That's
like,
you.
okay.
Like that makes you happy. Good for
Yeah.
you. Like whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's none of my business.
Exactly. That's so funny because you have said that though. You have said like, I guess.
Okay.
And again, I'm gonna pretend that we said the name.
But you want to know something? Like I've dated people where like my friends and family are like, bitch, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? He's a great guy. Like, leave me alone.
Oh.
Yeah, and our family
know,
is
like-
very superficial, so they're like,
yeah.
he's
Oh
ugly.
my god.
Okay.
Ese tipo está feo.
Yeah, that's not for you. He's ugly.
And the guy be like,
You're like, yo, he has a lot of money, but he's still ugly though.
Yeah, like they
He's
have
ugly.
no filter.
be like, what about the
terrible.
kids?
It's terrible.
Okay, so but have you been in a situation where that has happened, whether it's your friends or family that gave you that feedback, but you were just like, what do you mean? I love him, I love her, whatever. But then after it ended, you were like, oh, I see what they're talking about.
Yes.
And because of that, the question I'm asking now, and I kind of throw it towards Chad, does our view of our opinion of beauty or what's attractive, whatever, kind of get warped when it comes to our like level of attraction? Does that make sense? Does the question make sense?
The level of attraction also, if you love that person. When you love that
Yeah.
person, you kind of boost it. So if there was a 5 because you love them, they're a 9 in your eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
you know, that's so true.
So that happens. So for me, I've been fortunate that every girl I dated was, I guess, society's standard of beauty.
Don't worry, Chad. They're not listening. You could say it. You dated some ugly chicks. You could
No,
say
I
it.
haven't.
Damn, that was the most polite way.
No, I haven't.
Someone really pretty.
I haven't- I
mean,
haven't-
really ugly.
Well, I say this.
Gotta give him credit.
My girlfriend's always been attractive. So
To you. No, I'm joking.
to the world.
Oh
Nah.
my
But yeah, but it's those things
Yo,
where
Chad, come on, man. Stop with this PC stuff. Say it.
no,
Like the girl I dated in 2016, she was a 4. But everybody, no, I'm joking. I'm
Yo,
joking.
dang. Oh, they trying to get him in trouble.
Nah, it's just one thing where I've always been. I guess the standard of beauty of what I like, other people like too.
Okay.
So I would feel funny, honestly, if nobody wanted my girl.
Mm.
I would feel so. I'm like, wait a minute. If nobody want her.
Like, is my girl
What?
ugly?
Like, is she that
nobody.
whack?
Yo, my girl might be.
You know,
ugly.
some people don't want that headache. Because I always tell people, if you want an attractive woman, you got to deal with the backlash of having one.
Yeah.
So, for me, I'm like, oh, no one trying to check her out, huh? Nobody in the
I
DM?
mean, I think it's the same for women though too, because like if nobody's sweating my man, what's wrong? Like,
Nah, I'm okay.
But people are sweating her man. Don't think that people aren't.
I'm okay.
Whatever.
I don't need anybody sweating my
Hey.
it's better though. Like, don't sweat my man. Leave him
Yeah,
alone.
don't.
But
Leave
it
him
definitely
alone.
does boost your ego.
Yeah.
It's an Ugo. It's Ugo. You hear me? Ego boost.
Shut up.
Ugo.
He's like, cause you got a big Ugo. No.
New app coming soon.
That could be a dating app. Ugo, dating app. Yo, Ugo me. No, but so I guess like I was asking. So afterwards, I guess because now we're not attracted to them anymore, or we're not in love with them anymore, we're seeing I don't want to say we're seeing the real them because it's the same them.
I guess
Wait.
the flaws that other people might have seen, we see.
We
now.
see them now.
So we look at them like, oh yeah,
Hey, you are a 3.
yeah, huh?
So that happened.
Wait, that happened to you?
Yeah, like I finally like saw like without the
Love filter. Or the,
like
The
without
lo- I like
the
that love
fogs.
filter,
yeah.
And I'm like, then I started making up excuses. I was like, it had to be, I had to be, I was desperate because then I had just come out of this. That's what happened. I know that's
Caught me in
what
the rebound.
happened.
Caught me while slipping.
Yeah, the rebound caught me. Damn. Like, that's crazy. This is why people got to take time, like, that's crazy.
Clean the glasses real quick. Make sure you're seeing
like,
straight.
I kept going further. I was like, see, that's why I got to stick to what I like. Like, this, look at this. Now I'm, like, stuck to this. I'm like, oh, no. So I, like, straight up went into, like, a whole explanation. Like, why would you date him? I'm like, let me tell you what happened, right? So 2 years before that.
So let me ask you, if you're comfortable, to everybody in the room, if you're comfortable saying, and you don't have to go too much into detail, what's beauty to you? And
Damn, where I got to go first?
I'll go around the room. What's beautiful? What's if you want to get all deep and be like, oh, personality, blah blah, but feel free to just stay on the surface and say what physically is beautiful to you.
He's like, keep it superficial as possible.
Yeah. Don't be like, oh, the person has a good heart and blah blah blah, because who cares about that stuff?
Okay, what's beauty?
You better say bald.
Like, okay, so you mean towards the opposite sex,
mocha chocolate skin.
right? So then, okay, so
Go ahead.
there's a standard
Swear
of
to
beauty
God, if
for
you
my.
don't describe me, this is the last episode of the You
On
Me We
God.
podcast with you. Not saying the last episode. But go ahead.
So towards the opposite sex,
Yeah.
or towards the sex that we're attracted
Yeah,
to, whatever.
there you go.
Okay, so
That was very PC of you.
I am
Nice.
trying to be more PC.
Go ahead.
So my standard of beauty, is dark complexion.
Or mocha. If Vicky refuses to accept that I'm mocha,
He's not mocha though.
no.
I've literally pulled up the color and I'm like, yo, that's not you. That's not you.
Not mocha.
Go ahead.
So, dark complexion and, I guess surface level would have to be like acceptable teeth.
Yeah,
Some people have.
I've heard people like say that a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah,
The whole
yeah.
thing about, oh, you have all 32 or 31 whatever teeth. I'm like, people really are looking to be like, because I know I personally don't have all 30. All
Yeah,
the,
that's why I
all
looked
the
at you. I'm like,
recommended
that's
amount
not
of
you.
teeth.
But I just need acceptable teeth.
Right.
Clean, like just clean looking.
Mm.
And in attire, I would say like your fashion has to be clean. I like simple, clean. I don't like anything loud. I don't like anything baggy. I don't like any of that stuff. That was Alexa chiming in. She's like, I got you. I know exactly where to find that.
Alexa was like, "You're shallow."
Google this.
It's funny that you said, and not to go off topic, you said clean looking. I was looking at a video of what's the guy's name? Late night Jimmy Fallon.
All right.
And he had Jason Momoa on the show.
Yeah.
Jason
I don't
Momoa,
know who
Aquaman. Denise's ex-husband or baby daddy.
Yeah.
Denise from Cosby Show. If you see him, you'll know him.
You know when you see it.
I'm about to see him right now.
Aquaman.
And a lot of women will. She only watched Sábado Gigante growing up.
No, I didn't.
She doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he's
doesn't
so
know anything
annoying.
So she just knows about like a bump.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, a lot of women were like, because they were doing a trident throwing competition.
All right.
Oh, I don't like beards.
So of course, mad people in the comments were like, "Oh, he could throw a trident at me any day." And one person commented, "Oh, he's so beautiful, but he looks like he might smell bad." Looks like.
Got it.
And then people started commenting. They was like, "Oh, I thought the same thing." I was like, "Wow!" Like, so when you said looks clean, it made me think of like people honestly do look at you like you could be well put together, but somebody might feel you don't look clean. Clean as in like you're
hygienically
yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
satisfying. Yeah. I don't like beards. I don't like any of that.
Because beards don't look clean on some
to
people.
me, I don't think how well you keep your beard.
I apologize to
still
all
think
the
that
Philly listeners right now.
I don't. I've come in contact with plenty of Philly people with dirty beards. Not everybody, but I just don't like beards at all.
The views and opinions of this Joan.
John, yeah.
Do
I'm
not.
like, who? My name's Vicky.
So Chad, what's beautiful?
For me, natural beauty.
Okay.
That's been big for me. I got into curly hair recently. But I think for me,
Meaning he got into Dominican girls.
Really?
listen, our sisters have curly hair too. So
That's why I was like, really?
that's him. That's all him. Nah, I'm a simple man. Like I'm really simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think someone that if you wear makeup, it should be an enhancement
Yes.
and not a total change.
A whole different face.
Yeah, so that's just my thing. So I like somebody that I'm attracted to when we wake up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my big thing. Just natural look. So all my girls I dated or went for had a natural look and had some type of curvy body.
Okay.
That's about it for me. I'm a simple man.
Okay.
She's like, hold on. I got you.
Got the list. Hold on.
How can I say it without offending this person or that person?
Live your truth.
Well, see, I look at both men and women. I like both sides. So like
Again, half the listeners just ran to your page.
The rest that were sitting back, they were like, all right, we're just going to wait
Sold.
until.
So like, all right. So like for me, at least like when I look at women, like I definitely like the more like earthy looking like chicks. Like the more.
Would that be the same as natural?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Earthy?
It's like natural, like
The crystals.
the crystals.
The one with the crystals. And the
Crystals.
Socrates.
Not necessarily,
Retrograding?
but definitely
Mercury?
in
Yeah,
that realm.
I just want to either know or natural.
Yeah,
based,
this is the
deodorant.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I hope your deodorant works because let me tell you, that natural deodorant it don't work.
Oh, the crystal robe.
You're gonna be out here stinking. No, but I definitely like long hair. I don't know. I kind of it depends because like every person has like it depends on like your face shape. Like sometimes I don't know. I find different kinds of women beautiful. It really all depends on like how they come off. Cause like your energy can make you beautiful, it can make you ugly.
Oh, that's
you know?
true. That's true.
So that's big for me, men and women. Like you could be attractive as hell, like beautiful. At least from like with a man, at least like me, I definitely find a nice tall guy.
Oh yeah,
like,
tall for sure.
really strong
And
facial
I'm short,
features.
I'm short, so it's very easy for any guy to be taller than me. But we just can't be, at eye level with each other, because then I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna chump you.
Yeah.
Because I will. Because you're tiny.
I can take you.
I can take you.
Go ahead.
No, but yeah, like you could be the 10 of 10, and if your energy is off, like you automatically just ugly.
You could
like,
be a beautiful person physically, but do ugly things.
And then automatically, physically, to me, that'll just make you ugly. Like everything is just shut off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess going back to the standards or whatever, like I definitely love strong facial features. Like I don't know what it is,
like a
but
good
like
jog.
like whether it's on a man or a female, like
that's interesting.
whether like I don't know, just like strong facial features definitely. I'm like, ooh, I like that.
Then there's some people who might have strong features.
And then it's too much.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Then that happens. Then that tends to happen. And then it's like, ooh, there's way too much going on.
Like you got a jaw. Like,
like your teeth are coming at me. Ooh. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Yeah.
I think I am the same as Chad. But and I think this might apply to some people. That's changed over the years.
It changes. The pattern changes.
Like that.
Yeah.
It definitely changes.
It wasn't always that, and it goes back to what you're surrounded by. I think I'm surrounded more by natural. What's the word you said? Voluptuous women, I guess. That's what I'm surrounded more by.
Yeah.
Curvy, whatever.
Yeah.
But growing up, if you knew me, you would say there was a girl I dated, and her friends called her a lollipop on a stick.
Got it.
No offense to her.
Yo, her friends were calling her that. Her friends.
Actually, you know what? You need friends like that. They're going to keep it real with you.
Because they would joke on me and be like, oh, that's why your girl's a lollipop on a stick. But these were her best friends.
Damn.
That is hilarious.
But that's what I dated. I dated girls, I guess it was like me, skinny. So I dated that type. But as I got older, I started to become more attractive to like women, curvy, like Chad said, the natural. Because again, that's what I was surrounded by. That's also what I grew up with. When I think back to it, a lot of women in my family, I guess, fit that description. Not saying I'm attracted to my family. I'm just saying like that kind of defines. So I find all of my family members, the women in my family, beautiful, and that's what I look for in a woman now as well. But like I said, it did change over time. And one thing I don't subscribe to is what social media tells me is beautiful. Because like we said earlier, everything social media has told me is beautiful. It's just been a total turn off.
Got it.
For me completely.
Do you think it's because of the saturation? Like it's just everywhere you turn?
No, you know what it is? I think it's because, yes, it's the saturation, but because I'm realizing, go back to what Chad said, what social media has been telling me was beautiful. It's telling me it's beautiful. It's this caked on look. It's not the natural person.
Got it.
It's really not. It's
at all.
On top of the makeup, it's procedures and surgery and it's like it's really not the and not that there's anything wrong with it. Like I don't like there's nothing wrong with it. Like if you want to do all that stuff, by all means, if that makes you happy, cool. But it's like
the motivation behind it. That could be something wrong with it.
And then my thing is too, especially with like women who get surgery and they accentuate certain parts of their bodies and they want to sit here and say that it's natural.
That's when it's
spend all day at the gym.
After they went on vacation to DR.
Yeah, and it's just like
that's when it's an issue.
And then too, it affects like, the youth, the younger ones who are trying to find themselves in terms of what beauty is or whatever. They look at that and then they're like, oh crap. All right, I'm supposed to look like that. No, you're not.
Yeah, and it's a tough
you're not supposed
time.
to look like anything.
You know what? I was thinking about this the other day. Thinking about this episode. So I can't imagine like being like a teenager and within my 20s right now because of the way that social media is driving the whole what the standard of beauty is. And I was thinking about when I was in high school, our social media was Mi Gente.
Shout out to Mi Gente, my people.
Black
Planet. Which was the same website, one for Latinos, one for Black people,
Yahoo
and MySpace.
Chat, AOL chat.
Yeah, and chats. Like that's what was our social media. So our beauty still came from magazines.
Yeah.
And at that time,
Right On, Word Up.
it was still just magazines of mainstream.
True.
And it was crazy, right? Because it's crazy. I didn't really think like bulimia or anorexia was a real thing. Or I just didn't ever associate that with my culture because that's the opposite of how we're trying to look. So to me, I've like growing up because I was never, and really never saw anyone in my community ever affected by anything like that. That was usually perpetuated by those magazines, ever affected, because our standard of beauty was so different. And we never ran to a magazine to try to find ourselves because we were never represented in them anyways. So we never really looked at them that way. And thank God that I went to college and I got out of the bubble that is my town. Yeah. And I was like, no, that's a real thing. But it's, like, in that way, it shielded me, like, that our beauty was really just television and magazines. It shielded me because from an early age, I knew that was just America's thing. And then my culture was different. So I was able to separate them. That's what I'm saying. I can't imagine being young now, where you see it everywhere now. Like, it's not just television, and like now you see every culture trying to look like something that they're not. Every person trying to pass off the way that they look as natural when it's not. So I can't imagine being young and having to do all that, still trying to get someone from an opposite sex, still trying to keep them, because now you got 20 other girls that look exactly like you, and then 50 more on Instagram a day that are showing that they can do that and more, and it's just crazy.
Nah, but you know what? I'm sorry. Like, the thing is, too, with, like, social media and, like, the way, like, a lot of girls dress themselves up for social media, and then, like, you real life see them in person, and it's like, yo, what? Like, you are two completely different people. I feel like that happens.
Like, you put a filter on your filter.
No,
catfish is real.
I see that all the time.
Like, even
crazy.
with that's why a lot of them embrace the Snapchat filters, because they make them look totally different. And then for me, it's times I know a couple of women that did surgery and still insecure. So you got the surgery, got the body done, the mommy makeover and everything, and still don't feel comfortable or confident in yourself. And there's one girl I was talking to, she was telling me that, she was like, Chad, you think I would have married the man I married if I felt more attractive?
Damn.
So it's like,
that was deep.
Wait, say it again. Say it again. Say it again. I want people to really hear this.
She told me she married a guy, and she was telling me about why she married him. Was more of her insecurities. So she felt like if I was more attractive, I got the surgery, he would not even be here. And I'm like,
I know girls who
woman
have said
ain't.
Wow, that's
so it's one of the moments I'm like, so society and her looking at my body. I had a kid, I had 2 kids. I don't look the same. I'm like, listen, you had 2 kids. You can work out, and there's some things it's not going to come back. Like, you know what I'm saying? But she's just so infatuated with the old body that she don't feel she's attractive. So she got this dude. He came in and like, if he loves me, I guess. I'm like,
by default, that's so sad.
That is really sad, though. That is really sad that you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay with somebody to mask all these insecurities.
Because I think for her mind, she took it as, some people give them the old saying that you should be with someone that love you more than you love them. So I guess for her, he loves her, but she don't love herself. So she's like,
that's why she can't love him.
Let me
like
just,
that.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, you gotta work on your self love. So I'll be trying to get her to get that. But yeah, it's society, and then she's older. She's 30-something, 2 kids, and feeling that pressure. So like you said, a kid,
that's pressure.
Going through it. So a little kid, if a 30-year-old's feeling the pressure and getting mommy makeovers and society,
and she can have the means to go about, fixing whatever that is. Yeah. Imagine a kid that can't, but they're just like saturated with what society expects of them and beauty standards
on social media, like. Because I feel like I'm like, obviously I'm not part of the like younger generation, but I'm still like part of that young generation who grew up on this whole social media thing,
so it's like teenager when Facebook and Instagram
and I just see like the constant trolling over looks, and it's just like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's truly ridiculous. Like, we don't all have the money and the means to sit here and get these procedures, and like, who wants to do, like, not everybody wants to do that anyway. Like, why has that become, like, why is that the beauty standard?
I think the reason why the social media and society's standard of beauty is more influential now, because there's a payoff. The teenagers now, they're seeing on Instagram, they're seeing on Facebook that the people who embrace these looks, this makeup and whatever, they're getting the Instagram sponsorship. They're getting flued out. They're getting flown out by celebrity. Shout out to City Girls. they're getting flued out. They're getting the attention. They're getting, like Chad said, the likes. So there's a payoff now more than there was before to embrace society standards of beauty. So I think that's why people are more obsessed with it now, where they'll do the surgery or they're obsessed over the surgery and do the more affordable one, and then it deflates and there's concrete in your butt or whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because like you said, they want to be a reality star.
Yeah.
They want to get likes. They want the Fashion Nova endorsement deal. they want the Fitbit. Like you said, they got the surgery, but then now selling the weight loss of Herbalife. You're like, yo, I need you to really be natural. But that's what they're trying to get a payoff. They're trying to get that the likes up, and they want to get,
it's
DMs
all about
and stuff.
the likes. It's all about the views, because that shit really does
affect people.
Yeah, it makes you feel like, oh, like
you feel beautiful.
Yeah.
I know one.
Crazy.
Listen, I know a woman. I still talk to her from time to time. That she would get dressed up, take a picture on Instagram, and take the clothes back.
Go back to bed.
Go back to bed.
Crazy.
Like, that's insane.
Just
Yo,
And
let
that's
me
fast,
tell you,
though. That's
the level of lazy that I am.
What?
Never. First of all, when I get dressed, I don't even take a picture because I hate pictures. But there's no way that I'm getting dressed to
she
take
put
a
it
picture.
on.
And
You put the whole gear on, take the picture, out such and such.
Cause you know what's gonna piss me off if I did that? Like if I wore a fresh fit for Instagram and then I didn't go out and I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna wear this again.
But
well, actually, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there was a phenomenon with Instagram influencers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That they were, they would buy stuff, take pictures, and send it back.
Nah.
Yo, it's
And stunt like they
It's
just
an
walked around
epidemic,
in it,
yo.
bro. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's
they
an
got it.
epidemic.
And it's a lot. So that's why it's all about, like I said, self-confidence and loving yourself. And if you want to do surgery, it's fine, but know why you want to do it. And what's the reason behind it. So a lot of times people do surgery because they want the payoff, like, my confidence going to come back. I'm going to feel attractive. But you never know how the surgery is going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
And sometimes people get surgery and it did more harm than good.
Yeah.
They nose look
Yeah.
weird. It just
It's
don't
so
heal
obvious.
right.
And
Yeah,
it's-
the body just like, ugh.
It don't fit anything else on your body.
I have a question. So, how do you guys feel about, like, okay, once you're in the relationship, things start to change. You know, you have kids, or you gain weight, which is like pretty much like what happens to most people when they get comfortable in a relationship.
Had to wait, yeah.
I know some people. I know some guy.
I know who you're talking about. So let's just keep going. So, so what do you feel like? Do you feel that the pressure is now on? Like, do you feel like that pressure of maintaining whatever that beauty standard is between you guys? Like, you know, I guess with the influence of social media, because we're all on it all the time. But how do you think that affects, like, once you're comfortable in that relationship? Do you feel like people are just kind of like, you know, I'm gonna just stay with them, like you had mentioned?
Yeah, the girl.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just stay with them. We already together. I put on some weight, whatever, but we still together. I'm not doing that. Or do you feel like the pressure's on? Like, I gotta lose weight. I gotta stay looking good because there's literally like 20,000 more girls that can offer better because they look better right now, and I don't.
I think it's
And do guys feel that pressure off of social media? And I want to know how, because I can't even imagine.
Word.
It.
Explain.
Do you feel pressure?
Okay, it depends. You know what? I'll admit, right now, I do feel pressure. Here's why. Vicky hit the gym lately. Vicky has also done, I always think I say this wrong, Muay Thai, whatever.
Muay Thai.
Vicky did kickboxing, same thing, whatever. I feel pressure. I'm like, damn, like so Vicky's, you know, on her, you know, get it right, get it tight mode. And I'm here 145 pounds wet, you know, soaking wet.
Just chilling.
So I do feel, I think guys feel pressured when
Their girl starts to step it up.
when the girl steps up, or your girl is getting all that attention. You're like, yo, I'm not exactly a 9.5, so
That's
let me.
interesting.
Yeah, so I think that's when
I've
we want to
heard
step
that
it up.
for sure.
And that's why I know I couldn't really, I couldn't because I am now. Like, if we weren't, like, if I was single,
Yeah.
I could see myself not wanting to approach the gym rat, seeing that I wasn't a gym rat. I was
Got
like, damn, this is not. Because I can remember the other day I was showing one of my boys a Facebook video of one of my exes. I don't say ex, I mean like elementary school ex, junior high school ex.
He's saying that because he knows that once you start recording, I'll be like, who you talking about?
And before I even showed my boy the video, he was
Why
like,
you
what?
talking about him?
No, my boy was like, what, she in the gym? I was like, somewhat. I showed him the video, and it's her, like, deadlifting on some, like, deadlifting for me's, pretty much. And I'm like, yo, I couldn't date her at this point. I'm like, I wouldn't approach her. I'd be like, you put me to shame. I feel insecure.
Different time, yeah.
You know, so.
I've heard the same thing. It's so funny. There's this girl that I went to high school with that she, like, started working out. She's, like, on her shit, though. Like, she looks good or whatever. But, like, I've heard guys, like, oh, she'll fuck me up. I wouldn't be able to date her. I'm like, really, though? Like, it's not even that deep. Like, it's not even that deep. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I've never heard that. That's so interesting.
I'll be honest, the most progressive, what I'm looking for, progressive male, whatever, we still have that little Neanderthal behind us. Like, man, I'm supposed to be. We all have that little thing.
Yeah.
So when you go to the gym and you're deadlifting more than me, like, I can't have it. At least do it for my oogle. For my oogle, act as though you're straining.
Got it.
And
a lot.
Yeah. Lie to me a little bit.
Yeah, because if you gotta
just pretend.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
You can't open a jaw, but you could open that jaw. Don't try to so much intelligence.
But there is the reverse where I know a guy and he's on that right now where he's single, so he is in the gym, bro.
Got it.
He is in. He know I'm talking to him right now, and he's in the gym. He lost mad weight.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he does
Lord.
this every time he's single.
All right.
But then that man gets in a relationship.
And then he doesn't do anything that
Bro.
he does when he's single.
You ever seen a man put on baby weight?
Yeah.
Like he put on pregnancy weight every time he gets back into a relationship. And I'm like, bro, like,
Pregnancy
but,
weight.
no, but
stand him right
but
now.
he's admitted it. And
Yeah.
he gets comfortable. I got a girl.
Yeah.
Now I guess for people who have his mentality, now I don't have to keep working at
Yeah.
it. But he's getting in shape, I guess, to get the girl. Now that he got her, it's like, now he got a girl, it's like, oh, I don't have to keep working anymore.
Yeah.
Some of us do that.
They get comfortable, like you said, but he looked at it like, listen, I'm back in the game. I got to work out. I got to attract it. You know, I got to make
like,
sure
I
I'm
gotta get the
attractive.
next
Yeah, I got to get the next one. Then I get it. I'm like, next. All right, we good. We comfortable now.
So how do you feel if women do that? Well, because we do.
When women get lazy and not lazy, but like women get comfortable.
Yeah, and we add the weight, and we're like, nah, you good. I'm not going to the gym.
Me personally,
Do you say something? You're like,
Yeah,
yo, I
like,
think you're
would
putting
you
on a
say
little bit of
something?
weight.
yeah, I'll say something. Because a lot of times,
both.
Let me explain. Because remember,
You say it through text.
no.
Say it in front of her
Let me,
face.
Through text when you're not.
let's-
Like, babe, you got a little chunky.
Listen, what happened is, I have a lot of women friends, right?
Yeah.
So they send me pictures and feedback about outfits and what they should wear, what they shouldn't wear. I'm like, yes, no, maybe so. So I'm giving them the same energy I would give my girlfriend as well. She
Chad be
asked me,
fat.
she's like, yo, Chad. I'm like, ooh, all right. Then I'll ask, do you want me to help you, work out and get you back into shape? But you're like, I'm just here. I'm happy here. If you're happy, I'm happy. I'm not stressing that. I'm not caught up in that weight gaining thing. But if that's an issue for you, you keep on bringing it up, or you keep on eating like, I'm fat, I can't. Then let's stop.
I think that's
like
that's
if
it
that
for me.
become a
Yeah.
thing, like if it's a thing for you, let's work on it.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
but if it's not a thing for you, I don't care.
So she
Yeah,
doesn't.
same.
So years go by and she doesn't look like how she was looking when you first met.
Mhm.
Is that an issue for you?
What do you mean as far as this? All right. So for me, it's like,
So like at first she was like, you met her, she was really maintaining herself, always dressing nice,
Mhm.
and then the years go by and it's like more baggy pants, more baggy sweaters,
I think I saw.
hair not always done.
I think somebody made a post about that where he was saying he's not a bad guy, but his wife gained a lot of weight, 60
I
pounds.
think, I was
I
thinking
saw
about
that.
the
Yeah, I
same
saw that.
thing. I think
I
we
saw
all
that.
saw the same
And he was
thing.
like, yo, I love, I
Post.
care about the 60 pounds. It's killing me. And I want to be a
I didn't
jerk
sign up
about
for
it.
this.
Literally.
He like, I want to be a jerk about it, but come on. And I'm telling him,
Yeah,
let's help.
literally.
Let's work on it. She was like, no, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to lose my wife, but it's about to be that time.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Yeah, that was literally the basis
Yeah.
of the post.
He's like, what I should do? And that's the
I
thing.
didn't see that.
Like, this man was really conflicted. Like, he was really conflicted.
I think Chad said the best earlier when he was talking about how not saying we have our little attractive love goggles on, but if you truly love that person,
Yes.
and their body changes or whatever, I feel like it's not that you don't see it, but you're okay with it if they
Okay with it,
themselves
yeah.
are okay
Yeah.
with it. But if she or he is clearly like emotionally distraught because of the weight gain or the change in their body weight loss or whatever, then you should say something, or then you should feel like, you know what, hey babe, why don't we blah blah blah. But if they're okay with it, I guess.
And also, like you said, attractive. If I'm attracted because you had that figure, and now the figure changed, that's I'm with you because of superficial reasons too. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm superficial, I'm like, oh. Yeah. You know what you signed up for. I told you. I like the girls kind of curvy.
It depends on the person.
Now you're just being extra.
Some people are just like consistently bold like that. Like they are stuck on the superficial aspect, and it's just like you got to look a certain way. If you don't, then it's not gonna work. Like some people are really like that.
You my trophy wife. Nah, come on.
Some people are really like that.
So that's what we say. That's why it's about comfortable and confident in yourself and who your partner is. If your partner is the toxic person that's in your ear saying, come on, put that thing around, fatty. So then they're like, you may have to remove that person from your life.
Chill, Tubby.
So it all depends about that. So it all depends when it comes to attraction is about being honest. And but like I said, if somebody gained weight out dating, I wouldn't have a problem with it unless she made an issue. Then I'm more my personality anyway is like, if I'm with you, anything you say you want to do, if it's a dream or whatever case for you, let's work on it. But I'm not gonna sit here and you keep on talking about how fat you are and you still eating a Twinkie and we just sitting there like, I just gotta hear you rant, just a rant. Nah, let's do something about it then. So don't talk about it then. Cause my biggest thing is I need to be with someone that's comfortable and confident in herself. So that shows me, I'm like, yeah, you're turning me off now.
So that becomes a turn off.
Yes.
That's
when you start seeing them.
Yeah, like when they're constantly dwelling on something that they don't want to fix. It's like. All right. like, what are we doing?
Are you really mad at it, or are you just like saying how upset you are about it?
Yeah, you know? Like it just like it makes no sense. Like, you're either gonna do something about it. If you're not, then like don't sit here and like just be constantly talking about the same shit that you're not gonna
then
fix.
Shut up, eat this Twinkie.
Yeah, like shut up and eat the Twinkie.
So the word I keep hearing, and I think it's a great. It'll be an awkward note to end on. But Chad, you said self-confidence, right? A lot. I think that goes a lot with beauty and whatever. Self-confidence, having self-confidence in yourself, in your own beauty.
Because I feel like when you love yourself, you could combat all the society figures of what beauty is, what norm is, what's attractive is. Yes. The more you love yourself, the more you can filter that and don't make it now daunting that I'm not that person. Because you may not be that that view of what society is. But if you need to love yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, and then you go, that's that, cool, but I'm me, and I love myself, so that I could attract someone that be attracted to me and not trying to chase a ghost.
So let me ask you all this. And I'll throw this around the room. Feel free to answer or not. And you know what? I would love for us to put this on the social our Instagram page and see what the response is from people. You know,
I feel like this is gonna be really bad because he keeps laughing.
No, because
he keeps laughing.
No, because it's an awkward question. It's an awkward question, and that's why I said we'll end on it because we'll put it out there and just kind of leave people pondering. Each person.
This way.
All right, go first.
Keeping in mind self-confidence. I feel like a lot of us don't ask ourselves this. Keeping in mind what you said about self-confidence. Scale of 1 to 10.
Ooh, this is bad.
Your own personal scale of 1 to 10.
Like, what would I
Where
rate
do you put
myself?
Yourself? Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
wait. Are we doing? And let me know. Are we doing going off of society's standards, or your own scale of 1 to 10? Are you beautiful, or where do you land?
On my own scale, I would say,
bitch, I'm a 15.
That ass. I'm a motherfucking 100. But I guess, like, I don't know. For me, I guess it's just because I accept like all of my flaws. Like, I'm aware of all these different kind of beauty standards, because I feel like beauty standards definitely lie on perception. Like, it lies on your level of perception. Like you said earlier, like what could be a 4 for you could be a freaking 10 for me. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I'm like pretty okay with everything that I come with.
Scale
like,
of 1 to 10.
What? On a scale of 1 to 10.
Pick a number. Gotta pick a number.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
I would give myself, I'll be honest, a 9.
9. Okay.
A 9.
Give yourself a 9. Chad Scott, scale of 1 to 10.
Cause I'm trying to put society in it too. I'm trying to put society into the numberings and the calculations.
Are we just doing physical? We're just doing physical, right?
Yeah.
I guess,
Cause I said personality, I'm great.
Yeah.
That's my moneymaker. I get that.
Confidence much?
I see results. But But for look, I probably say I'm probably 7 or 8. Like it's just,
Okay,
It's,
okay.
I'm a guy. It's fine.
Okay. Vicky, scale of 1 to 10.
I would say a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to elaborate or just go with that? 6?
So if we're going with society standards, my short hair is not acceptable in the Dominican society. And before curly hair was a thing, I was getting a lot of shit.
Are you into the whole wave with the whole hair products and the curly and trying to find?
Chad, listen.
I've been okay. So let me break this down for you.
No.
So I've been natural, right? So like the curly hair thing to me is still very new for like the world. But for me, I'm curly hair natural for like 12 years now.
Okay.
Chad.
So I was there when you actually had to read the blogs to
To
know
find something.
what would work for your hair.
I'm a 4C and all that. I got you.
Yeah, I was there when they were still developing that.
I would come home. And on the kitchen counter would be a pear, bananas. You know,
like, don't eat it. That's not food.
it would be
for my hair.
groceries. And then it would be like seeds and then a sock next to it. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And then I would come back in the kitchen like 2 hours later. All the fruit and stuff is gone, and there's some of the worst smelling concoction in a bowl. But her hair is on a 10 because the bananas that I wanted to eat is in her hair with the pear and the flaxseed oil and the whatever.
So when that world was still developing the appreciation for curly hair, I was definitely getting called names at nightclubs, by like everybody. Like I remember I would go out with all my friends. Nobody would pick me to dance because they were like, she didn't do her hair. I'm not gonna dance with that girl. Yeah, so it was crazy. So, I would say a 6 because I don't think that I'm right now the best version of myself physically. Not because of my short hair. I love my short hair. But I'm still hitting the gym. I still want to drop the weight that I gained like 8 years ago. I wish I could blame it on the baby, but I can't.
We've been together 8 years.
Happy weight.
Okay,
Oh, happy weight. Happy weight.
I rest my case. So, that's why I would give myself a 6. I'm still trying to figure myself out in my 30s, and I just don't feel like right now is me, my best version physically. So I would give myself like a 6.
All right. I think I'm on the same page, Chad. Mm-hmm. I say I'm a strong 7. I view myself as a strong 7. Yeah. And I say strong 7 because I feel like when I'm clean shaven, dressed up, beard on.
Oh yeah, he looks way different. He does.
I'm an 8.
You do. I don't know what to tell you.
He's like, this is news.
Yeah, I look the same, but I just look a little cleaned up.
Nah, you look when you're cleaned up, you look different.
Look polished.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the look I like. Polished.
Okay, so
I like polished, dark,
or mocha.
And taller than me, guys.
Strong 7, unpolished.
Got it.
Hard 8 when I'm polished.
When it's showtime.
So I want to thank you guys for joining us in this conversation. I think a lot of people needed to hear this.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely continue the conversation on Instagram and social media. Follow us and make sure you and chime in. Because I think people clearly have different views on beauty. Yeah. What is beauty? For all the listeners, male and female, who are curious about Belgie's Instagram,
get on that ASAP.
Right now,
get on that ASAP.
Because you guys want to see her artistic work.
For the culture.
For the culture.
Please tell them where they can find you. Come in a little bit, Vicky. Please tell them where they can find you online.
You can find me on Instagram and even Twitter. If you're on Twitter, I guess. BELGEO_.
Okay.
That's my name.
And that's her real name.
Yeah, it's my name. Belgie.
Cool.
People actually think my name is like Belgio. They'll be like, yo, is that your name? I'm like, no.
No, when I had social media, people always called me. No, people would always call me Teresa. And I'm like, oh, hey.
Oh, yeah, because of your,
Like, oh, hey, Teresa. I'm like, how you doing?
And Chad, where can they... Chad, for all of the lonely, bitter women who are having trouble finding a mate or
y'all
getting their...
Y'all just message the podcast, Instagram, and I will help you settle day up. It's all cool with me.
Beat me up all you want. You still single, ain't got no ring.
He needs it.
So Chad,
all 12 of the ones that have rings, they could beat you with the rings.
Listen,
where can they find you, Chad?
Anybody that relationship or foodies. My Instagram is LChadScott1.
So, thank you guys. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Belgie,
Yes,
Chad,
thank
you
you so
guys
much
were
for coming.
amazing. Shout out. I'm sure you gave a lot of ugly people some great advice. Shout out to all the fours, the
Oh my
threes,
God.
my fellow strong sevens,
There's hope.
unpolished. This has been the You, Me, We podcast.